Welcome to Subramani. I've been doing a series on debt and repayment. So, here is the very basic of what you should do and what you should not do. So, be very careful when you're starting out in life. We were very lucky that when we were young, so much of credit was not thrown at us. Today, you have credit card companies hunting you whether you win when you're in college, getting you into traps like no zero cost EMI and things like that. This is just getting into bad habits of using a credit card for buying things which you do not need or which you cannot afford. So I have some very basic principles which I tell this to people when I'm doing at the lowest end, right? Buy a cow on take a loan to buy a cow because you're going to sell the milk, right? Take a loan to buy a sewing machine because you're going to enhance your income by doing that. But any money that you take for expenses is a no. For example, I keep telling this to people that when Mukesh Ambani spent 700 crores on his kid's wedding, I'm just putting a number, it doesn't matter, that is not irresponsible. But when an auto rickshaw driver whom I know, and I talk to everybody, when he tells me that he borrowed 7 lakhs for his sister's wedding, I think it's a no. I told him this is ridiculous, the rate at which you borrow or the fact that you borrow for an expense is not done. I live in a cooperative society where we're trying to do some construction work or some repair work, and I'm one guy who's against borrowing for the society because again it's a consumption loan. Best is to go back to the society members and say, can you all put up extra 25,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, whatever, and use that money instead of saying that we will go and borrow, because that increases cost. So borrowing is not something which is great to do. So don't borrow, don't get into that zero down payment, buying a cushion, buying a TV, buying a fridge and all those things. It's very tempting to do that, so don't do that. Buy whatever you can pay cash down, buy second hand, buy on eBay, buy on Amazon, I don't care where you buy, but buy what you can afford. What you can't afford, just don't buy, because it's a very bad habit to get into. Second, don't take car leases. Today car leasing companies are throwing it at you. I mean, you can get company subsidized plus this for about 50,000 rupees. You can get a Mercedes Benz, maybe a little pre-used you can get for 55-60,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, with very small down payment. It's a horrible trap, because if you're going to make such a big down payment at the start of your career, can you imagine how much you're going to pay for maintenance, for fuel, etc., right? A Mercedes is a Mercedes, a BMW is a BMW. These are not cheap cars. Maybe 5 liters of petrol will evaporate every day just because the car is parked in the sun, right? Can you maybe 5 liters a week, I mean, not 5 liters a day, right? So because you're going to park it under the sun, the color is going to fade, you're going to need to paint it, so it's an expensive thing. So don't buy cars which you can't afford. Don't take car leases or car rentals. Whatever you can, make a down payment of at least 60%, 70% before you commit to car, right? If you can't, then buy a smaller car. It's perfectly all right to have a two-wheeler. There is no need for you to buy a car, especially in cities where Ola and Uber are available. So right, so don't do that. Don't overcommit on a house. Don't go and buy a 4 BHK, 3 BHK. You don't need it. But all parents and everybody wants to tell you, oh, you're going to buy a house only once in a lifetime. Buy a big house. Buy a 2 BHK, buy a 3 BHK, buy a 3 BHK. When we come, it will be useful, etc., etc. No, it makes no sense. Don't commit to a big house. Don't commit to a big car, right? Those are the big killers if you find. Then there are other things which are being thrown at you. I have a vested interest in telling you that you should buy timeshares, because I'm a shareholder of both Thomas Cook and Mahindra Holiday Resorts, and I love people who buy timeshares. They are the people who cause revenue for us, but I don't know how useful it is, because again, timeshare is a kind of, oh my god, it's getting wasted, I must go to Munnar, I must go to Goa kind of stuff, and you will do it. So be careful about these things. It's at my stage, at my age of my life, I can afford it, so I'm buying it. Don't buy it at your age if you can't afford it. Take vacations, stay in Airbnb, stay in OYO. Today you have a lot of choices of where to stay, right? So where to go, everything you have a choice. You can go to Tabo and Kaza and stay in a tent outside. You don't need to spend 14,000 rupees a night on a good hotel, right? You don't need to do it. So Make sure that you don't get committed to something like a timeshare which you have to make a monthly payment. It's an EMI kind of stuff. Be very careful to take those loans for housing which are teaser loans. Teaser loans have been banned by RBI and NHB, but people end up anyway taking. So be careful about those kind of loans. Be careful about very many free trials. I mean, if you want to read Jason Zweig on WSJ, there is an offer available at $1. You put in your credit card, you put in your and you pay $1, saying, oh, $1, let me read all of WSJ, and then you forget to cut it off. The next month you will be debited $40, or you forget to remove your card from there, and you will end up paying $80, and or maybe it is by the time you really realize what's happening, it's $900. Because you paid for such a long time. Suddenly your daughter calls you and your daughter says, Dad, what is this debit on your, oh my God, I forgot to cancel it, right? So all these free trials, etc. hurt. Then you are likely to be called and said, oh, you have won this contest, can you come here, please bring your checkbook, get your wife along. It is definitely a timeshare for sale or something like that. So be careful about these people who have suddenly fallen in love with you and they want to give you a gift. They don't mean anything, they have some product to sell. Be very careful about how you are investing your money. ULIPs are very, very inefficient, and if you're young, all you need is a term insurance. So don't get into a trap of buying a ULIP pension, ULIP endowment plans, etc. They're very inefficient. You may not need it. In fact, if you have it and you have been paying for 4-5 years, then find out how much it is worth, and if you are getting a number which is better than the number that you have invested in a bull market like this, it's great time to come out of it. So see whether, because what can really hurt you is these kind of investments. They hurt you very badly in the long run. Don't take in if you were in US, I would say don't take a payday loan, because you paid salary every Thursday. People go and take a loan on a Tuesday or a Wednesday and pay extremely usurious rates of interest, right? Because it sounds usurious because it's just for one night, or I mean effectively 2 nights. Don't do that kind of a thing. Don't take loan against that. Don't take any kind of personal loan. Don't take any kind of credit card loan. They're the most expensive, so don't take those loans. Go back to your parent and say, can you give me a loan? I want to buy this, or can you give me a loan? I've done videos on how to repay your debt. In case you've already fallen into a debt trap, then be careful how to come out of it. Take your parents' help, take your in-laws' help, take your friends' help, whoever, take your employer's help, take your boss's help, borrow money from Tom, Dick, Harry, repay, but make sure that you repay them also. Because if you have got into a trap of a very expensive credit card debt at 42% per annum, if you can get money from anybody else, even if you can take a personal loan at 19% and repay the 42% loan, you're being smart. So get yourself a financial coach if you can find one, and then ask that person how to go about doing it. When you use your credit card, make sure that you pay the credit card in full. Let me repeat, at least 5 days before the due date of the credit card, simply because there could be some transit loss. Today, of course, there are apps available by which if you make the payment to your credit card, it reaches them in a jiffy. Online payments do take some time to reach, so 4-5 days. The day you get your bill, you know you have to pay. You got the bill on the 30th of the month or 31st of the month, you know you have to pay on the 12th. Why not pay it on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 4th, whatever? As soon as you see that instrument, if I get a bill which says 3,442 rupees to be paid, I pay it immediately. I don't want to deal with that again. I don't want to remember it on the 11th and say, oh God, tomorrow is the due date, let me pay. Then they charge me some extra interest, then I call them and then they waive it off. Why go through that hassle? 3,300, if it doesn't matter, just repay in full the day you see it. You may get 4-5 days extra, but that's perfectly alright, just do it. Similarly, if you have student loans, find out the tax position and repay the student loans as fast as possible. Of course, there is tax benefit, but still repay the loans as fast as possible. If you have not taken any housing loan, don't take it till you are very confident that you can pay 2 times the EMI. So if you're going to commit to yourself to a 20,000 rupee per month EMI, make sure that you do a 40,000 rupee RD before you take the loan to see how comfortable you are with 40,000 rupees. Only when you are comfortable with 40,000, go and commit to a 20 lakh loan where you have to repay 20,000 a month. So do all these things, basics, and by the time start investing, take term insurance, sit with your parents, talk about it, do it. That's how it goes. This is the way to reduce your debt or not take any debt or don't. So maybe sit with your parents, talk about it, discuss it, and make sure that you don't get into a debt trap. It's one of the worst things, and getting out of it is not very easy. Try finding a financial coach. Use your parent, use your friend, use your boss, somebody as a financial coach. Don't get into debt. That's the best thing. If you get into a debt, get out of it very, very quickly. Find out the most expensive debt. Never ever touch a personal loan. Never ever touch a credit card loan. These are the most expensive. But in case you have got into it, get out of it. In case you find it difficult getting out of it, get yourself a financial coach. Use that coach's help and get out and clean up your life and start afresh. Thank you.